So I joined actually 2 years ago, and since that I just can't keep up with the speed. And literally, I want to say this guy right here, this is my first time. My first day saw this unit. It just shipped from Shenzhen, China, and arrived a couple of days ago. And that's my first time saw it. And I have to actually talk about it, walk you guys through to this machine. So forgive me if I say something wrong. But we are so excited all these possibilities from one thing to another, right? Everything making. So that's really what X all about. And I think the proof is really obvious. The actual Omni, O1 Omni, who has ordered O1 already? And hands? O1? Of half of the room, maybe? I know you guys are still waiting, but we start shipping already. If you see your status of order, says processing, it means processing. So just go find processing on your ordered status. But I think the evidence is real. The day one, we sold 6,000 units, over $20 million in day one, 24 hours. And it's just growing every hour. I don't know how many we sold right now, but we are really excited about this because it's unleashed such a powerful possibility of printing. And also, you guys know, it's not just a printing of UV, but also it creates from rigid products, surfaces, fabrics, more flexible, right? So anything material-wise, you can print out using the Omni. That's why we call Omni. And today, and I think I don't even need to switch to the next page, but we will go through this video a little bit, and we'll jump into the next thing. So that's O1, and as you know, creators always want to print across so many different materials, flexibles, rigid stuff, and different applications, right? And that's why this O1 with two versions can print such a greater possibilities, even with the rice texture, right? So that's kind of why we have this new thing, to not just stop there, but also adding more possibilities from shades to color, and from lasering to coloring. Within the coloring world, we're also building that ecosystem, if you will. Look at the possibility of connecting, within a one and outside of the one. If you look at if you own a P3, if you own a P2S, and also for a lot of S1 owner, don't worry, we will also upgrade the software to make sure the print and cut can work on your S1 and O1. So that within the coloring ecosystem kind of building mindset takes us beyond that scope. We also tried a lot of new things. So this is one of the software build you can see, from materials, cut, shaping, building structure, to coloring, and making sure it's more accessible to regular mainstream consumers. And then you can mock up, you can explore different merchandises to more marketplaces. So that's kind of the inner ecosystem, I call it. But there's also an external ecosystem perspective that we are creating at this point. And if we go to the next slide, this is kind of the external, what I'm talking about. So from laser to printer, and then to the embroidery that we showed up here. And some of you guys probably saw it downstairs. And we're gonna have those capabilities to connect and talk to each other. So not only can cut, but also print, then you can also stitch on top of that. So those three capacities will give you more premium sellable features on your merchandise. It's more like handmade views on the stitches. And this is all happening within one software on the studio, right? So, and the question mark is this guy right here. We'll get into that in a minute. So instead of talking about the external ecosystem, I wanted to demo it because the embroidery, everybody knows embroidery, and it creates that texture, creates a raised texture and the premium feeling versus the printing gives you color and different materials. So we're thinking, right, why don't we just merge those animals together? Let them talk, let them work together. And that's kind of workflow, seamless workflow thing that we are trying to achieve within your workspace, right? So you don't need to own more machines if you wanted to expand more capacity. Right? Imagine, I think it's also a pain point we are facing as xTool for 5 years. Every time we launch a new machine, that means a new capability that we have to invest. And that means behind the scenes, behind all the logic of R&D and investment, there's a customer saying, I want a glass inner engraving. And that's why we made an F2 Ultra UV. Right? Because we wanted to have that capability for you guys so you can use it for your customer needs. But in the past, we always have to build a new machine to achieve that capacity. However, within those collaborations, you don't need to, right? You don't need to have another software. You don't need to have another machine. You just use the current laser, but quickly adapt to a new printer, and then quickly adapt to a new embroidery, and then also to this guy right here. So that's what we are trying to achieve. And I've been spoken enough, and I want to invite our product manager from China, Rex. Everybody give a shout out to Rex. To demo for us on the Omni as well as the embroidery machine. And because we have some connection issue, we'll just bring over to her. And I want to, before we do this, I want to show you. So what he's going to do, he have this fabric, right? It's a cowboy hat. And by the way, this is a sign of our king. You can grab in our vendor booth later or tomorrow. So it's already pre-treated by the stitch. If you see, this is a white stitch, so it's already pre-treated, just to save everybody time here. And embroidery is kind of straightforward, so we will skip that. However, if you see, this is just pure white, right? Those color ones not done by our machine for this demo, but I wanted to show you guys, after we done the stitch with the embroidery machine, you don't need to swap the software. You can just choose them very easily. As you can see, Rex is opening our software right now, right? So he will go to the mode selection. There's a multi-device selection, so you can pick right now, P3 talks to O1, right? That's the first one. Most of you guys, you have that. And then we have the better version, that's the embroidery, talks to O1. So we'll choose the second one. And in the near future, we're gonna bring more collaborations between xTool machines into this multi-device selection. All right, so now, sorry, I'm short, I can't see. So that's where he have this platen. And the platen we have, I don't know if you guys see it. Are we able to show the inner side of the O1, the machine, using that camera? You don't control it. But the platter you see on a regular platter, which is O1, is a 300 millimeter by 300 millimeter, and this one is what's it called? 100 by 200. Yeah. So yeah, it's much smaller, and we have another size, and those two sizes is all open source 3D files. So we're trying to open up to everybody that you can make your own size of platter for your own size of fabrics to print after you've done the stitch. And as you can see, he selected PNG file and this DST file to the platter, and he will do so basically send the task to the Omni by selecting the assignments of device. And you can also see the SE1, which I forgot to mention. So sewer machine and saw machine and embroidery machine, SE1. So the first generation of xTool's embroidery machine. That's the name of it. And that's connected. Then we will scan it. Oh, so we'll skip the embroidery part. And then we'll scan it. And that's the platter gonna showcase what is on there in about a minute. I'll scan my QR code while you're waiting, if you haven't yet. Yeah, we have this machine actually. So in about 1 hour and two, we will have this machine also set up on the back. We'll also bring out a panel printer. We'll bring another dual UV or Omni printer in that section. So that's kind of a demo area that you guys can be hands-on, demo with it. And we will also show you guys how does it work, between a panel printer to the UV, then to also before that we'll do embroidery. So those printing and crafting machines can work hand by hand to create something really different, something really unique for your own merchandise. And this is just something I think we just launched a month ago, and some of you probably saw this in one of the live streams, right? And we didn't have it officially listed because this embroidery is going to be launching in October. So it's kind of after we down the middle of the O1. First, we're launching the embroidery machine. So you guys think about how O1 actually adds value to your current business by doing UV printing or DTF printing, DTG printing, especially if you have a DTG, right, which is this version. You can kind of have a feel like how does DTG treat your business, on a more like grown up level first. Because I always got this question, oh, should I choose the DTF, which is a panel printer, right, which costs thousands of dollars, versus this DTG DTF version of Omni, which is much cheaper. I would say, if you already know what you're doing on printing, and you have a very stabilized business on printing, in terms of production, and you have, let's say, $3,000 of the production values you can do every week or 2 weeks or even a month, I think that kind of, is a good hint that you're getting there, right? You have a great business running on printing. Then I think getting a DTF, a professional one, a more designated one, is a good option. Versus if you haven't really figured it out, maybe start with the DTG version, because that kind of gives you a smaller trial space to figure out what should we do with the DTG. And also because it's basic 4-in-1, right? You have the DTF, you have the DTF transfer with the laminators, and then, as well as the UV. So, all right. So everything is scanned, and it's also ordered inline alignments already, and that kind of gives you a better, precise, accurate alignment if you do inner. Oh. I don't even have the. Do you have to? I always log in with my verification code. 1 second. I think I do. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Bear with us a moment. All right. And the rest of it is really straightforward. Basically, we'll frame in here and then do inward. That gives you more precise of the prints, like this one right here. If you guys can see it. And once we start printing, we'll transfer the camera to in front of the O1. Oh, there we go. I can put this camera over here. Mark, am I able to move this? Anybody? Okay, so this is a perfect aligned. We can't see the software, but this is perfect aligned. It's just like the sample I showed you guys. And we're gonna move the camera a little bit so we can print it. If we can move it here, sorry. Okay. You can hit it, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so the platter will comes out and we'll start printing in actually 1 minute on this head. So it's pretty quick. And like I said, the result, the performance is pretty precise as we're waiting. I think that this is something, I wanted to personally learn as well to make sure that not only, we can talk about the laser, the printing, and all the crafting, in front of everybody. And I think that's something really touches, your personal level. For example, the other day, Jacob made a really cool pullback for my dog, Da Vinci. And that's actually cut by P3 and print on O1 for sure, and then cut by P3. And that's something really, really precise. And to me, I think I want to try more of such application as well, and especially with the combination of different products. So that's something I would say, to encourage everybody within xTool. Maybe in the past you had an experience with the one machine, but we have been kind of updating so many machines already. And now with the embroidery and O1, that unleashes such a, oh yeah, can you guys see it? It's probably too bright. Yes. Maybe I will just show it. Yeah, it's pretty precise if you do inward outline. Right? Does everybody like it? Yeah, so we'll try it. So come to our later at that booth, or tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, come to our booth downstairs. We'll try. We have a lot. We have 300 of those, right? And we have other material for O1 as well. So come over, grab a fabric, and we'll do print for you. All right. Thank you so much, Rex. Then we'll get back to the presentation. Okay, 1 second. So like I mentioned, the sizes of the platter can be changeable. So you feel free to design it, to make different sizes. And that's what we are gonna try to expand as well. And coming up is really what I want to try to accomplish tonight, is to walk you guys through with a real new product launch called X1 Tech Launch. And that's what we've been trying to call the next generation of that laser technologies. So you might wonder why we call next generation, right? What is worthy of the value of next generation? Why we call X1 the next generation? But I think the real question is why the other machines or previous laser machines couldn't be done what X1 does. And that's something I want to walk you guys through. So, and I think, in the past couple of weeks, we've been dropped some hints in the X1 Facebook groups, if you guys have been following. And everybody was just guessing, what does it do? What's this so special than the rest of laser? So if you think about, just recall what I said about ecosystem, right? The inner ecosystem, the external ecosystem. That's something we try to accomplish within different machines across different applications, different technologies. And often, you still have to buy machines one after another, right? You have to clean out your spare room, your garage, right, to give away those spaces for another extra machine. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but within the next generation, that you don't need to worry anymore. Imagine if we want to do something more than what you do, what you sell, from, let's say you're doing wood and acrylic using CO2, but you want to jump into the inner engraving on glass in a month because you saw there's such a big trend in the market, right? But you don't want to spend that heavy capital investing into the UV laser yet, because you want to try, and the UV is kind of a little bit challenging, right? It has some learning curves. So you want to try it out, see how it goes, or maybe buy a little, use a little of your budget to buy a, swappable laser head, let's say, right? Just like the M series, the multiple feature. So that's kind of pain points in the marketplace, as well as, sometimes people are thinking about, oh, should I get the Galvo, right? The F series stands for the fast, or should I get the gantry, the powerful, the larger scale, right? With the breeders and everything, so you can do signage, you can even create furniture using P3, but you couldn't get both, can you? Wait, that's my pitch. But anyway, I think within the community, I often get this asked, like, why you guys are launching another new machine? I haven't get better, with the current F1 auction here, and you have F2 auction, whatever you guys launching, and now you have a P3 there, right? What about my P2S? I think, this is something I want to clarify before I jump into this, because this is my question to the product manager before, like why we are launching X1. Right? Why don't we stick with that path? I mean, one reason I already talked about it, because we wanted to make sure you don't need to sacrifice space. You don't need to kind of be anxious about, should I level up? Should I add another new machine while I've been kind of expanding my business, right? Focusing on my customer service, also representing the technology team, also doing marketing, building my website, all of this, while I have to figure out my next product, right? I don't want you guys to have that issue. That's one reason, and that's a very important reason. Secondly, I want to give us, this community more time, more room to kind of figure out, what's the next journey, what's the next trend, because there's so much going on. I was really glad to see this huge room, much larger than the last year, and so many familiar faces and few new faces today, because we are all here for these 3 days trying to figure things out. So we want to have a little more time and a little more room to figure it out. Do I want to speed, or can I have both? Right? After that, can I start with something maybe diodes? Right? That's what everybody's getting anyway, or maybe CO2 because it has a bigger application on organic stuff. Right, that's everybody getting. But can you guys wait for me? Mike Smirka, can you wait for me for a second before I get better with my UV techniques? Right, so that's a question we are trying to figure out. And that's why it's kind of callback on history, really step back on the history of laser. This pain point or this stages is what we've been seeing so far. Right, you start with more power. Like I said, you want everything powerful, and that's kind of where the industrial level laser started, exists for decades. But we are bringing down to more specialization. Maybe a couple of years ago, right now you have different laser sources and heads to solve different issues for different material and applications. Then you are moving to accessibility, price, the learning curves, and also making sure that you know and you mastered well before you jump into the next generation or next level of laser, right? So that's kind of the stage 3. And then what comes after, we are seeing the trendy integrations in laser, right? From F, we have dual laser, diode, and fiber, and we're trying to kind of refresh on every single laser we have. If you see F2, the little F2 upgraded right from F1, and also we have M2 with multiple heads still to upgrade from M1 Ultra. So it's P3, right? So this integration is not trend anymore. It happens every day. And that's something we want to solve the issue for you. So you don't need to choose Galvo or gantry. You don't need to choose which laser head you need at this point, because there's still room, there's still time for you to figure it out. And your laser will be there to grow with you instead of being ditched by you, for the next new things, new trendy things on the market, because it learns, it iterates, it upgrades. It can be added on as a laser head. So that's what we've been trying to achieve since we've been asking so many questions about, can we have one xTool to rule it all? So that's really our vision behind the X1. And this is it. That comes pretty quick and easy. So I'm gonna review it. And after the review, we will also invite our product manager, Frank from China, and also our tester, Jacob from Indiana, to talk about what X1 is all about. Yeah. All right. Do we have some drum, sound or whatever? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, louder, quicker. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna take like 10 minutes, Sean. And have to be careful, so we also bring some amazing projects. That's a bit better. All right. See the world, X1. So again, like I said, the X1 stands for infinity. So many different possibilities to grow. And as you may see already, there's so many different pieces, as well as this larger piece here, make this unit or laser you can grow with your business. And if some of you guys use the UV laser very much, I just got a question asked. Oh, can you guys make it larger, taller, so I can build something like this size? Yes, we can with this. So I will hand the microphone to Jacob and Frank. So they're gonna introduce you guys all about X1. Thank you.
So let me apologize first. I did not know I was going to be up here until yesterday. And I'm going to use my phone. So let's talk about the 3 main core technologies beyond the X1 here. We've got hybrid motion, laser swap, and the unicast frame. So what is hybrid motion? Do you know? Okay. Traditionally, we have gantry and galvo systems, so your gantry is going to move along your XY, which is great for large areas, think your P3. Whereas a galvo system uses 2 different mirrors that run at a very high speed. The F2 Ultra, what is that, 15,000 millimeters per second now? So that allows you to move across the whole bed of your workspace, much like an Etch-a-Sketch, but it's a much smaller workspace. So traditionally, we had to make a choice. Are we going with something with a large bed so that we can do our large cutouts, or are we going to go with something that works a lot faster so that we can get things done quicker? So the hybrid motion actually changes all that. The X1 does have a 50-watt CO2 laser head plus a galvo head with a built-in 20-watt diode. So on top of that, it combines the gantry motion and the galvo scanning into one coordinated system. So instead of treating them like 2 separate systems, it controls them together with precision. So that means the machine can use the right type of motion depending on what you're actually doing at any given time. That does come with some engineering challenges though. So we could slap the two of those together into one system, but it's not really going to work together properly. So these two systems have to completely different motion logics, different speed profiles, different coordinated systems, and also different error patterns. So just slapping them together, that's not going to fix anything. Those errors are going to pile up over time. So to do that, we had to make two fundamentally different motion systems behave as one. And I am going to give this to Frank because he's the genius over here and he's going to talk to you about how we did that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Frank. Yeah, and I lead product marketing of X1. But today, I'm here to share how our team solved some of its biggest technical challenges. Together, the Gavel and the gantry have 4 areas in total. So how do we make all of them work together as one system? First, we designed the flying gavel machine structure, electronics, and the control software together from the start. Make sure they use the same map. This keeps the laser in the right position across the whole work area. Then we plan the best route. X1 looks at your design and decides how the gavel and the gantry should move together. During the job, timing is key. The gavel and axis need to move all the right time and in the right order. Finally, the system makes small adjustments to fix areas and keep everything accurate. Yeah. Simply put, plan the route, sync the timing, fix the areas. That is how Gavel and the gantry work together as one system. So for users, the result is simple. You no longer have to choose fine engraving or sync material cutting, high speed or large work area, batch jobs or one large project. With hybrid motion, you can do all of this on one machine. You can take on more kind of jobs, finish them faster, and make more in less time. So less compromise, more compatibility. Hybrid motion solves one trade-off, but there's another one. Different materials in different lasers. So let me pass the part to Jack. Oh, where is Jack? Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about laser swap. So wood, acrylic, glass, metals, crystals, each one of these is going to react to a different wavelength or a laser differently. So traditionally, if you wanted to add a new material or process, the answer is simple. You kick your kids out or your spouse out so that you got room for that new laser. Now, unfortunately, that's not really doable for all of us. But as your business grows, so's the number of the machines. Now, to take care of this, that's going to come with more costs, more space, more learning, more operational complexities. We don't think that should be the answer. More materials should never mean more machines. And that's why they created the laser swap. So the core idea is simple. If we separate the laser source from the actual machine itself, we can trade out all those different laser sources. The X1's Galvo head has a built-in 20-watt diode laser. Now that is the same high-precision Galvo head can also be used with external laser sources. Now I know that you can't see it right now, but there's actually a backpack on the back, and that's going to be very important here pretty soon. So beyond the 55-watt CO2 head, the built-in 20-watt diode laser, the X1 will also expand currently with a 30-watt fiber, a 60-watt MOPA, and a 5-watt UV. Throughout the unified flying optical path, the beams from each source will be precisely routed into the same Galva head, which means that you don't replace your whole machine. You just expand it to whatever your needs are at any given time. With that, though, comes a couple engineering challenges. So just adding the different laser sources might sound simple. The hard part is making all of these different things work together. UV, fiber, MOPA, diode, all of these lasers behave differently. They have different wavelengths, different characteristics, divergent angles, as well as power levels. They all need to enter the optical path system, but they all do it at a different angle, in a different area. So to take care of all those different areas and all those different lasers coming in, the real challenge was how do we make all of these very different lasers work accurately and consistently? And for that, we want to talk to Frank about how that actually works.
Sure. Yeah, to do this, we add the second flying optical path. It follows the same measured path and use the same Gavo system. But we still had to solve three things. First, after testing more than 50 optical path designs and running over 1,000 collaboration tests, we made sure different laser sources could be guided accurately into the same Gavo system. Second, each laser has its own collaboration model. We then map them all to make sure different lasers can process the same precision accurately. The third, the software is in charge of fixing some small errors. X1 turns several difficult collaboration steps into one simple process, one stop, automatic collaboration. Yeah. So was for the users. Simple put, guide the lasers, align the position, fix the errors. That's how different lasers can share one golf system and still work with high precision. Yeah. So that's why. Sorry. Uh, that's for the users. A laser swipe means X1 can grow with your business. You don't need to buy a new machine even every time you want to work with a new material or add a new process. You can start with CO2, or you can add the diode GAV to get the full X1 experience. Later, as your needs grow, you can add fiber, MOPA, or UV. Yeah. So this gives you more business opportunities without the cost and the space of more machines, or the needs to learn and manage different systems. And this is only the beginning. In the future, we will keep adding new laser modules to this platform, so you can keep enjoying everything the latest laser technology make possible. So yeah, that's the answer. Back to Jack.
So that takes us to our third and final technology advancement here, and that's going to be the unicast frame. So with the advanced motion, multiple optical paths, and multiple laser sources, when all of this comes together, structural integrity becomes crucial. With the hybrid motion, dual flying optical paths and multiple laser designs demands greater rigidity and precision. Even the best algorithms can't compensate for the vibration or the deformation. This is why they introduced the unicast frame. So the unicast frame itself replaces over 100 different parts, as well as over 260 some odd screws, with 3 cast aluminum units for the frame itself. Now that's actually created with a 4,000-ton press to make sure that your rigidity and stability is going to be there moving forward. So this is going to give you a lot less assembly errors. It's going to improve rigidity, stability, and long-term precision. And with that, I would like to bring Stein back up here because he is going to tell you what this means for you.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. Give a shout out to both Frank and Jacob. All right, so that's kind of all the information we can disclose to this meeting. However, with X1, you unleash all the possibilities of creating from more laser sources, more material applications, also with the speed and space. So that's really what we're trying to achieve. You can have more production for your business, no matter which level it is, right? However, I do want to say this, when the laser itself will converge, your creation will expand tremendously. And that's kind of what we call it the next level or next generation of laser technology. So, and the one thing I want to add on is this, you know, everything we're creating here with all different names and different series, it's really trying to remove all the limits and constraints of your operation and the business growing. And today, if you look at our family, right, the F series, it's fast, it's mighty, create that portability of engraving for professionals, as well as the M series with that crafting capability in terms of prints and cuts and engrave. This is a different level, different perspective for engraving machine than powerful, sizable P series is another type of animal in the production. And X series, that's all in one platform. But again, like I said, the application that we are trying to merge is not trying to compete from one to another. Instead of that, we are trying to create your own growth path. If you're not ready for Destiny laser source for your one particular use case yet, let's have something that grow with you, and that's X series. And something oh, that's too soon. Something I want to add on is, we didn't open up. I mean, I guess can open up, and I can show you a little bit of what it does look like inside. That's the base laser. That's the CO2 and the diodes on the gantry system. And you guys can see the backpacks here, which is on the back, so you can swap really easily from one laser to another. And all the application we are trying to achieve, that also creates so much possibility. However, we're still improving this unit. So before we actually can launch it and deliver to you for ready to use, it might take a little while. And we hope we will deliver it, launch it, I should rephrase my word, launch it in October this year. All right, I think we need some applause here. It's a busy year for us. It is a busy year for us. But yeah, all right. So next up, I have to jump back to my next laptop. It's our giveaway moment. And if you guys haven't scanned a QR code, please do. I'm gonna bring the banner. Just 1 second. I'm gonna go backstage real quick.
So here's my question.
Okay,
Can you-
this is the banner
With only-
for evidence of that 2 lucky draws. And I have to jump back to
I wonder if it,
my session.
The way that I understand it is that it's modular.
And I want to do this with Matthew, from the founder and creator of Cornelius Creations. Everybody welcome Matthew. Please. And by the way, he's in a live stream right now. So for everyone can make it to next time, Matthew.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good. So he's in a live stream right now. So Francis, we can turn the camera to everyone. Can everyone say hi from Next Level Maker Conference? Just one, 2, 3. Hi from Next Level Maker Conference. Is everybody? Okay. Nice. And okay, one more. I say X, you say 2. Let's go. X, 2. X, 2. X. Thank you. All right.
Well, first of all, guys, I want to do something right quick. These guys worked very hard. I want a big round of applause, not only for Stein, but for everybody, please. Everybody. So guys, I want to say I am so excited about this new laser, the X1. And one thing I want to just say out of the gate here, it looks like the P2 and P3 had a baby. You guys know what I mean here with the white. And I am just so excited. And one thing I did want to say, usually when companies create new lasers, there's usually some time involved where they have to work out kinks, right? Well, if you think about all of the other lasers that xTool has made, they came from the OG F1, we have the F2, they had the P2, P2S, and then you got the F1 Ultra, the F2 Ultra, MOPA, then the F2 Ultra UV, and all of these lasers. So the point I'm making is that they had time to practice and get this right. And I interviewed Jason in Las Vegas, and he said that he openly said on the mic, like, we had problems with the P2, and I am working so hard to fix those. And that meant a lot to me coming from a company that you invest in, right? So the point I am making here, they had time to get over a lot of the kinks and things. And I am so excited that all of this tech came together into this one unit right here, the X1. So guys, my initial first reactions of this, I'm just so excited to get my hands on this. Now, a lot of you know me from YouTube, and I'm so honored to be here. I've talked to many of you and connected with you. I just want to thank everyone for their support. But this full review is coming for this laser. I'm going to run it through it. I'm going to run it through its paces. But one thing I'm so excited for, right now, I have never seen a MOPA with this large of a bed size, right? I am thinking about all of the things that I'm going to work on, and even with a UV. So I am so excited about this. And a lot of you may want to book with Mike Smirka when he gets his at the demo room. Wave, Mike, there he is. You guys book with him. But so far, I don't know how much I can show here. This thing is just so amazing, and I hope it was worth the wait to everyone online. I know thousands of you have been asked to get to the X1, so I'm just so excited. And the upgrade path that xTool gave us, that's amazing. They didn't lock us in just a one, we can upgrade, right? So I'm just so excited for that. So I'm gonna toss the ball back to Stein here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
It's really great to have you. And for next step, would you be able to join us with our lucky draw for our first winner tonight for the F2?
Oh, I would love to. Let's
All right.
do it.
So please come over here. So everybody can see the screen, right? And I'm gonna hit start, and we'll have Matthew to hit stop. Okay, let's go. So we have actually 70 entries so far. I got in this morning, but that was like only a couple of hours everybody just entered. So that's count 3, 2, 1. Okay, all together. 3, 2, 1. Joel.
Tracing words.
Congratulations. Everybody give a round of applause. Awesome. Do you want to come upstairs and take this? Please. We'll do a photo together. Congrats. And all right. She's over. Well, maybe we'll save it for you, okay? We'll save it for you. Thank you. And again, we have another session coming up after 7:30. So go take a break, meet some new people, and come back at 7:30. And we have another lucky draw, which is the 01, the dual UV version. So that's a larger. Unfortunately, Tracy won't be able to join that one because she already won one. But rest of you, whoever already participate for F2, you still have chance for winning 01. All right, and after that, we have 3 speakers going to talk about their small business experience, and 5 amazing people today will talk about how the high growth margin business look like. And end of the event, which is after 9, we'll have a mixer. So there's drink and food. So welcome back at 7:30. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I thought you were telling me you